Imagine a day in the future when you experience calmness throughout your life, even during the most trying times. Every morning you feel invigorated and prepared to take on whatever challenges may arise. Let us now translate that vision into the current era. While viewing this video, visualize yourself becoming an expert at maintaining composure under pressure. The Stoic school of thought holds that we are capable of directing how we react to the difficulties in life. Just like the Stoics thought, you too may create tranquility and resilience by following these effective yet straightforward Stoic practices. Let's get started with these actions, and keep in mind that even minor adjustments made today can result in a more peaceful tomorrow. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus sagely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Now let's get started. I want to start by saying thank you for selecting this video out of all the available ones. It is truly an honor to have you here. I want to ask you to commit to this journey and to yourself right now. During our exploration, maintain awareness and attentiveness. Recall that you contribute something special to this experience. You are not only another observer. Let's now maximize our time together by paying close attention and remaining receptive to what happens. 1. Learn to be self-aware. When was the last time you gave your own thoughts some attention? Please pay attention. Realizing that there is a continuous dialogue taking place inside your head is amazing. This internal conversation might be peaceful at times or chaotic at others. This internal conversation has a significant role in determining your feelings, choices, and eventually your life. Being self-aware means paying attention to this dialogue and realizing why you think and feel the way you do. This comprehension is unquestionably revolutionary. Imagine yourself as two people right now. The thinker, who experiences anger, upset, or excitement, is one. The interesting thing about the other is that it's the observer, the part of you that observes things objectively. The Stoic within you is this observer. In difficult situations, adopt the role of the observer. Keep an eye on your responses without letting them control you. It's critical to realize that the goal is to understand your emotions without allowing them to rule you, not to repress them. Consider this every time you are experiencing a powerful emotion. Why am I feeling this way? It's critical to identify the underlying cause. You can react rather than just react by using this reflection. It is not about ignoring your emotions. Rather, it is about not allowing them to take control of your peace of mind. As the great Marcus Aurelius once stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Commence with the minor everyday irritations. Perhaps there's a long wait at the coffee shop or a poor internet connection. Recognize and accept your irritation, then let it go. You'll eventually get the strength to use this for more difficult tasks. Recall that self-awareness develops strength through use, much like a muscle. And as it gets stronger, so does your capacity to handle life's challenges with composure. 2. Use adversity to cultivate resilience. Life resembles an erratic dodgeball game where you can catch the ball occasionally and get struck in the face by it other times. It would be annoying to spill your morning coffee or to get soaked during an unexpected storm. What about the major setbacks, like quitting your work after giving it your all or experiencing a heartbreaking breakup? Feeling knocked down is typical in these gut-punch times. However, what if the roles were reversed? What if we viewed these difficulties as tough personal trainers for our inner strength rather than as cruel pranks of fate? Being resilient is about learning to roll with the blows life throws at you, not about dodging them. Every obstacle you clear and every no you overcome is like a strength training session for your resilience muscles. It's not about being tough or ignoring the hurt. It's about facing your challenges head-on and saying, "You won't beat me." Every obstacle, no matter how difficult, has a lesson concealed inside. Was rejected for the position. Perhaps it's a lesson in perseverance or a harbinger to a route better aligned with your actual purpose. Problems in your relationship? Maybe it's a self-discovery or successful communication seminar. The secret is to change your perspective from one of, "Why is this happening to me?" to one of, "What can I learn from this?" This way of thinking fosters wisdom rather than merely fortitude. Your challenges aren't simply obstacles, they're your most frank teachers. As the sage Seneca famously observed, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Review your own battle scars first. Think back on those times. How did you manage to survive? Which inner assets did you discover? Take these thoughts with you for the next round. Replay your successes when you take on new challenges. This is a track record of your resilience, not a motivational speech. Resilience is a skill refined by adversity. It is not a natural attribute. You have the opportunity to advance this talent with each challenge. You are not just enduring life's storms, you are learning to gracefully manage them by developing self-awareness and resilience. These aren't simply lofty theories. These are realistic, doable strategies that you can put to use right now. As you do, you'll develop into a more mature, capable version of yourself, ready to face any challenge life presents. Not only will you become someone who maintains composure under pressure. 3. Acknowledge the influence of viewpoint. Isn't life frequently like riding on a roller coaster? You're up one minute and down the next. It's simple to become engrossed in this pandemonium. But what if I told you that you are equipped with a secret weapon? Your perception is this weapon. Your whole experience might change depending on how you interpret what is going on around you. Recall that what counts is how you respond to whatever occurs to you, not what happens to you. This is Stoicism's central idea. Consider your mind as a mirror right now. Everything is reflected in it, the good, the horrible, and the ugly. The important thing to remember is that the mirror just displays what is in front of it. It doesn't need to respond. In the same way, you could resemble that mirror. When faced with a stressful situation, step back. Instead of getting entangled in it, approach it as an observer. This distance isn't about not caring. Rather, it's about keeping your composure in the face of adversity. Every day, decisions must be made. These are your opportunities to exercise stoicism, whether it's in handling a professional crisis, handling an unpleasant comment, or dealing with traffic jams. Though life's events and other people are beyond your control, you do have power over how you respond to them. This is the true source of your power. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it, as Epictetus once remarked. Accept this. Pick peace over chaos, compassion over rage. Let's start with a small step. Pay attention the next time a small irritation piques your interest. Inhale deeply. Imagine yourself answering calmly and logically, then ask yourself, is getting upset worth my peace? With continued use, this strategy becomes your first choice, even for more difficult situations. Recall that altering your viewpoint is about handling your emotions in a way that maintains your composure and control, rather than rejecting them. This perspective change is one of the most effective tools in your Stoic toolbox. Make good use of it and observe how your environment changes, not because the world has changed, but because of you. 4. Express thankfulness on a daily basis. Let's discuss being grateful. Gratitude is not about putting a smiley face on every issue. Rather, it's about sorting through the chaos and spotting the silver lining, that one little thing that's going well, even in the middle of chaotic situations. And consider this. The bus just sped by and you're running late. Although it may be inconvenient, at least you now have some unplanned time outside in the great outdoors. Inhale deeply and relish the moment. Has your favorite shirt been stained? While it's unfortunate, it should encourage you to switch up your wardrobe. Perhaps that boring shirt at the back of your wardrobe will end up becoming your new best friend. The trick is to identify 3 minor joys to start or end your day. Anything that makes you happy can be anything from a joke to tell with a friend, to the way the early light hits the buildings, to an incredibly delicious sandwich. This is about finding a balance so that life's difficult things don't drag you down in the only way. It's not about disregarding life's obstacles. Granted, in the thick of a horrible day, Thankfulness may feel like a far-off fantasy, but that's precisely the moment when it may alter everything. Stopped up in the traffic? It's like an unplugged solo performance in your car. Stressed out at work? You're strengthening and honing your skills in the forge. Recall the words of Epictetus regarding wisdom. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. 5. Accept change as a given. Seasons, styles, people, and technology are all subject to change. Life's one constant is this: it is tiresome and pointless to resist change, much like attempting to stop the ocean from expanding. On the other hand, accepting change gives you strength. It indicates that you're resilient, flexible, and adaptive. It's more important to resist having your fear of change rule you than to embrace every change that occurs. Building on this notion, keep in mind to pause and evaluate anything that changes. What's fresh? What's altered? What has vanished? Next, consider how you might adjust. Perhaps it's developing new ways to communicate in a long-distance relationship or picking up a new skill for a work transition. Your superpower in the middle of these upheavals is adaptation. It's critical to understand that you may find stability within yourself, despite the fact that everything around you is ever-changing. Your priorities, your aspirations, and your passions never change. They serve as your mooring in the dynamic ocean of life. Return to these constants when everything around you is changing. They will help you get through it. In light of this, it's critical to realize that while you cannot anticipate the future, you can make preparations for it. Continue growing, learning, and pushing yourself. The more of this you do, the more capable you'll be to deal with any adjustments that may arise. Recall that change is not a bad thing. Rather, it presents a chance for you to develop into the greatest version of yourself. 6. Learn to have empathy for both people and oneself. Compassion is kindness and understanding. It's realizing that everyone is trying their hardest with what they have, including yourself. When something goes wrong, it's simple to be critical on yourself or other people. But what if you instead gave understanding? What if you showed yourself and other people the same consideration that you would a close friend? When you make a mistake, treat yourself with kindness. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Rather than criticizing yourself, and treat yourself with the same kindness you would someone you care about. Recall that taking care of yourself is not selfish, rather it is essential. An empty cup cannot be used to pour. Everyone you encounter is engaged in a conflict you are unaware of. Remember this the next time you engage with someone. That obnoxious cashier. Perhaps they are going through a difficult period. Your friend who abruptly cancelled plans. Maybe they're feeling overburdened. Treat these circumstances with compassion and empathy. In the end, compassion improves the world. As Marcus Aurelius once stated, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. It begins with you and spreads from there. It enhances your connections, eases tension, and instills tranquility. Though it's never simple, the effort is always worthwhile. Be a light of compassion in a world that is frequently harsh and cruel, and see how it changes people's lives around you as well as your own. 7. Develop moments of mindfulness. Ever notice how much of the time your mind isn't here? Even though you are at work, your mind is still on the weekend. Or perhaps you're around family, but have work on your mind. It's a typical battle. One of the most effective ways to live more stoically and reduce stress is to be fully present in each moment. It involves living completely in the present moment, rather than getting mired in the past or fretting about the future. It takes nothing extraordinary to engage in mindfulness practice. Begin by using your senses. What can you currently see, hear, smell, feel, and taste? Re-entering the present moment requires using your senses. Try this next time you're eating, walking, or even just having a conversation. Give the experience your complete attention. Stress and anxieties disappear when you're really present. You are simply present in this instant. You are not worrying about the future or lamenting the past. This peace and clarity come from this attention. It enables you to respond to circumstances with composure and clarity. Like anything, mindfulness requires effort. Seneca once remarked, True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Consider creating reminders to take a moment during the day to reflect on your well-being. Do you feel completely present? How are you feeling and thinking? Practicing this often helps you progressively change your default state to one of calmer presence. 8. Aim for progress rather than perfection. Being flawless is a trap. It's an unrealistic expectation that causes anxiety and disillusionment. Instead, concentrate on developing yourself, learning new things, and going forward. This is not to say that you don't try your hardest. Rather, it means that you put progress ahead of perfection in your efforts. Seek out possibilities for daily improvement. Perhaps it's attempting a novel approach to an issue at work, or picking up a new cooking skill. Both large and little obstacles present opportunities for growth. It's about accepting the unknown and moving outside of your comfort zone. Any progress, no matter how tiny, is a victory. Savor these occasions. Completed a challenging task? Thank you for your effort for a moment. Redeemed a mistake? That's development. Honor it. These modest festivities foster a resilient and forward-thinking mentality. Recall that progress is a process rather than a final goal. There's always room for improvement and something fresh to learn. The goal of this journey is to continually evolve and adapt, rather than to arrive at a level of ultimate perfection. As you adopt this way of thinking, you'll notice that pressure and stress start to fade and are gradually replaced by a constant feeling of fulfillment and achievement. 9. Cultivate wholesome connections. People are social beings. Our well-being is greatly impacted by the interactions we have with others, but not all relationships are equal. Mutual respect, understanding, and support are the foundation of healthy partnerships, and they are essential. They bring happiness during happy moments and solace during difficult ones. Make a point of developing solid, uplifting relationships. This entails listening to other people, really listening. It entails being understanding and empathetic. It also entails establishing personal limits and honoring those of others. Good partnerships require reciprocity on both sides. Relationships that drain you are always negative, or disregard your boundaries are considered poisonous. Stress and discontent can rise dramatically in these partnerships. Distancing yourself from these relationships is okay, since your health needs to come first. Nurturing relationships is similar to tending to a garden. Time spent together, frequent check-ins, and expressing gratitude are all crucial. Recall that the quality of your friendships matters more than your quantity of pals. Many surface-level relationships are not as beneficial as a small number of close, healthy ones. 10. Live a life of simplicity. Although many of the problems in life are self-imposed, they can still be complicated. Accepting simplicity entails letting go of everything else and concentrating on what matters most. It's about finding happiness in the little things, like taking a stroll in the park, spending some time alone with a book, or having a chat with a friend. Declutter both your physical and mental spaces as a starting point. Which commitments, pursuits, or ideas aren't fulfilling you? Give them up. Pay attention to the things that enrich your life. This simplifying process eases tension and makes it clear what is actually important. A regimen that is straightforward and reliable can provide stability and serenity. Having a broad plan for your day can help prevent stress, but it doesn't have to be strict. It guarantees that the things that matter most, work, relaxation, and relationships, get the attention they require. Finding satisfaction in the here and now is the essence of simplicity. It's realizing that all you need to be happy is appreciation for what you already have. You don't need anything more. This is not to say that you do not aim higher. Rather, it is to say that your aspirations are grounded in contentment rather than want. You'll discover that life becomes more enjoyable, serene, and, surprisingly, fulfilling when you embrace simplicity. In conclusion, adopting Stoicism can offer helpful direction for resolving difficult situations in your life. Applying Stoic concepts such as self-reliance, simplicity, and mindfulness can help you develop virtue, wisdom, and composure in the face of hardship. Keep in mind that Stoicism is about constant development toward a more peaceful and contented life. It may require time and effort. Why not endeavor to become an expert in the practice of Stoicism under pressure starting today? We appreciate your time, and if you found this content to be beneficial in your life, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I've included 2 videos here that you may find entertaining as well. Remain stoic until the next time.